Alrighty. Hello. Okay. Let's turn you off. Hello, everybody, and welcome to some Touhou Thursdays. So I mentioned this during the Retro Week, but essentially I do Touhou Thursdays on my own channel. And I decided that for the first Thursday of every month, I would like to bring that here to Cerulean Skies. And so we're gonna do just that. Okay, so essentially today, or the goal is we would like to, or what I would like to do, is to beat this game eventually on the hardest difficulty, which is Lunatic mode. I've normally been able to play this game on normal and hard as well, but I would like to get to be able to beat this game on Lunatic. With that being said, I want to also explain the game as well, real quick. So in order to do that, like always. So, okay, what else? So there's two shots. We have Reimu and Marissa, and Reimu comes with three different types. We have the homing amulet, homing type, which is just straight up, homing. Forward focus, which is the sealing needle. So basically this has less overall range, but you get more power as a result, so a lot more DPS. So you can kill things a bit faster, but you have to take a little bit more of a risk in order to do so. And then the sealing type, which is known as the Yokai Buster here. Essentially what this is it's a spread shot. And spread shots generally give you good range. They give you semi-decent damage, but compared to homing, they're not too different, I would say. Like, homing homes in on enemies, so if you have like 10 enemies on screen, it's gonna go one at a time and stuff like that, versus sealing type can hit all 10 for a certain amount of damage, and eventually maybe like 2 or 3 of them will go pop at the same time or something like that. So that's the main differences between the two. Conversely, on this side, we have Marissa, and with her, what we have is, again, 3 different shot types. High power type, which is the spread star. Hey Reeve, welcome to Cerulean Skies. And so the way this one works is you have these stars that trail you, and they basically stay behind you at all times. However, if you focus / slow down, you'll lock those in place. Ergo why it says trace and hold. Piercing type is your piercing lasers, so kind of like the persuasion needle from earlier. High DPS, lower range, but higher power. This is a pretty good shot type to just use overall. And the magician type, which is called Cold Inferno. The easiest way to say this is you have a blue flamethrower in front of you, and you have 4 different options or little balls that shoot out flames, and they will always be in front of you unless you focus, in which case you'll lock them in place. So you could like place them in certain places. So if you know enemies are going to come in from the left and the right, you could like lock the flamethrower on the left hand side, and you can move over to the right and stuff like that. And whatnot. And so I want to also bring up a couple of other things about this game. So I'm going to go on normal mode for a second. So the way this game works is similar to the other Touhous I've shown off before, in that we have a high score and a score. Lives are gained by getting 20, 40, 80, and 150 million points, which I believe is the second big number from the left on the score. We have the player, which is how many lives we have, and you'll notice we don't have bombs this time around. Bombs are done by still clicking the bomb button, and we do have them, but they cost power to actually cast. And so power is how much damage you do and how much, generally what your DPS is. The maximum is 4 for the amount of damage you can do, but in reality you can get to 5 power. So I would like to show that before I actually use a bomb. So we're at 4.40. Hey Excel, how's it going? And there's 5, so now I can't really get any more power, but if I hit the bomb button, I do create this giant bomb, and I lost 1 power as a result of it. If I use bombs again, I lose an option, kind of like as we've seen. Beyond that, there is this line that I keep going to, the item collect line. If I pass that line, then all blue and red items will immediately be collected, which is pretty good if you want to go for, like, you know, getting power really quickly or getting a high score. And then you'll also see these things, these green things, like these green stars. Those are called faith stars, and essentially what that does is it affects this number here on the bottom left. And that tells us for every blue item that I get, I'm going to get 97,490 points. The moratorium was racist on Twitter. The what? And so what the faith stars do is the more green stars and stuff like that I collect, and just generally the better I play, right? That number is going to go up, which means for each blue point item I get, the more points I'm going to get, which means I can get lives much faster. Which is good because I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. But also, hey Storm, how's it going? That's generally all there is to know about this game. Oh yes, the bar that you see above my head. The way this game likes to work is you have to like continuously like collect point items in order for the number to stay up. And if you spend too much time it'll go down, and that score will start going down and stuff like that. When you pause, it says cancel this moratorium. Oh, I see. Yeah, I actually patched the game so that we can read some of the dialogue. Or I'll keep it on screen. But there's gonna be a lot of dying, there's gonna be a lot of retrying, there's gonna be a lot of trial and error. The name of the game that I'm going for here is to beat the entire game, which is 6 stages and 6 bosses, without losing all my lives and getting a game over. This was known as a 1cc, or a 1 credit clear, in that if I gave you a quarter and you went to an arcade machine, you should be able to beat that game with a single quarter that I gave you. So, I'm kind of flapping around right now so I can explain the game. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that matters. I don't think so, but I guess if questions come up, then that'll probably remind me of things that I forgot to say. Oh yes, I also have my input showing on the right-hand side. I don't know what to put in that black area above. But I do have the gamepad on the right. I've always been interested in this, but I've never played it. It's a good time. It's a good time, Touhou. You don't have to start at the hardest difficulty like I am here. They do have easy and normal for those who've never played a Danmaku game before. And I do recommend it. This game is on Steam. Touhou's 9 through 18 are all on Steam. 16 through 18 all have playable demos, actually. Oh my god. I love to recommend Touhou. It's a good, fun time. The music is great. The atmosphere is really good. I have not ever played Lunatic, so it is a struggle right now. Aha! Ah, whatever. The most I've done in this game is really beat the game on hard, at least a handful of times. So I know the game fairly well on that difficulty, at least. Minoriko Aki, the god of harvest. Or one of. The other one we fought earlier as a mid-boss. There's two gods of harvest, I would say. Or actually... Oh, no. That's not good. I need to remember to also use bombs, because even though I know this game, I do not know the game on Lunatic, and so I should use them, because there is no penalties against that. But it's very difficult when your muscle memory likes to come into play and say, hey, you should be able to do this thing. But, ah well. All in due learning, eh? I played bullet hell games from a Touhou, though I did play a Touhou party game way back when the person who was making it... Oh! By chance was a Nitori Inc., the WarioWare game? There we go. No, tabletop game. Tabletop game. Interesting. Oh, I think it straight up was just called Danmaku, actually. Oh my goodness. That's the really popular one from tabletop, at least. Yeah, Danmaku. Yeah. We will make it to stage 2 today, I promise. We're not going to be on this one stage the entire time and listening to this one song over and over and over. By the way, for those who are here, how's audio? Do I need to turn anything up or turn anything down? Ah, dots. Audio's good? Okay. Okay. I also just ate dinner. I had some sandwiches for dinner, and my hands are still a little bit buttery. Actually, even though I washed my hands. 10 years ago! Has it really been that long for Danmaku? Dang. I mean, I know it continued for a while and had like an expansion set or something, but wow. That's crazy. I heard about it 5 or so years ago now. I should really just take that. I should really just do that one carefully instead. Oh my. Oh, and of course that went good until the end. Lovely. You'll love to see it. Okay. Well, at least I death bombed. I don't mind too much. No, you can't stream that? What? Ah! But yeah. So I've been doing Bullet Hell Thursdays ever since I last changed my schedule, and it's been good fun. I basically just do this until I get the goal that I want. Although we did not clear last year's goal of beating Mushihime-sama, which is unfortunate. So I might come back to that one day, but I was just getting really tired of that game bullying me. I think it launched 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah, I remember hearing about it a lot, 5 years ago at least. A lot of people played it then too. 6 years ago was when the Touhou Project Discord started, which is really when I got into this whole Touhou thing. Nice. Well, more practice is better. Nice. This is one of the reasons why I like homing, is so I can actually pay attention a good amount here. Oh my. Oh crap, I forgot that. I did not know that does lasers. The red lasers don't show up in hard mode. Eek. Ika. I'm still slightly losing, not my voice, but just my overall allergies are setting in again. I think ever since I got COVID, like I have to consistently, like my voice just gets caught in it of itself. So I have to like consistently be clearing my throat ever since I got COVID, and it's horrible. Even if there's like nothing going on with my actual throat. How long has it been? August is when I got it. I mean, it was worse back then. It took me until like October to like really feel significantly better from it, but like this lingering parts of it where I have to like clear my throat, my voice just gets caught in itself, has never left me. But I remember for a good like couple months afterwards, yeah, it was really bad. So hopefully one day it can go away again, or like when I start playing Trails again, I can like train my voice to figure itself out again. Aw, thank you, Shell. I appreciate it. Maybe I just need to do vocal training again or something. Make them vocal cords stronger. Hey, look, we did it. It's not even like it's a dry throat thing either. It's just, that's just kind of how it is. Oh my goodness. Go up! Go up! Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, Aki's pretty mean. If she starts low, it can usually mean trouble. Eee! Red laser bad. Oh wow, that's impressive actually. Here's hoping you can still avoid it. Hi. Does this work actually? Hold on. I want to try something. It still does? It still kind of does? Yes, let's go. That's cool. Okay. That's a little thing I like to do on normal mode, that like so they'll never actually fire bullets at you otherwise. I am not confident in that yet. Oh my goodness. There's a way to do that one properly, and I'm not confident in it yet. Ah, so close. Excuse you. You and Owen was from one of these, right? Yes, it is the extra stage boss theme from Touhou 6, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. That's Flandre Scarlet's theme. And that is what spawned the Ron Ron Roo Mad video and Death Waltz, funny enough. That game came out in 2002. It was the first Touhou on Windows, actually. Ooh! Like a needle in a haystack. Nope. Damn you. Still don't. Still too fast for my eyes. It's good to bomb, but it gets trickier if you bomb a lot because then you have low power and you don't do damage that quickly. So you have to spend more time on spells that you don't actually want to. Ah. Twinkles, no. Twinkles, no. Twinkles, no. Twinkles, no. Oh man, we almost actually had that one. All right, stage 3. Good progress. Good stuff. This is considerably better. We got a life too. We're actually, if we get the, there's actually an extra life that we can get here too, if we clear the mid boss. Yahaha. Alright, fine, yeah. Who needs homing? Who needs homing? Who needs power? No problem. Oh my goodness, no problem. Whatever. Who needs power? Whatever. Who cares? No biggie. I don't need power. I need 0 point whatever the number is on the right that I can't see right now. Oh my goodness. There we go. It so ends, Goldie. Yeah, that one's find the gap if you can get the gap. Hey, extra life. Oh, what? No! That's okay. I wouldn't be able to keep up with this. Yeah, I know. It's mind-boggling. In all reality. Nice, very good. Here we go. Oh, that's too close. That's too close. Careful. I really do not like this spell. So we're just not gonna do it. Nice. Ooh, that was risky. That was risky. Too far. I still don't know the taps yet. Oh boy. What is this one? On Lunatic. Nice. Well, I'm not even gonna be able to try it. I do not know that one. So one of the things that I'll try to show off. Oh, I didn't show the dialogue. Whoops, my bad. One of the things that we'll try to show off is something that like generally you should do, which is to watch other people do this, so you learn by example. I still have not figured out how to properly and effectively do that on stream. But that is something that generally, like a lot of people will do, is they'll watch other replays, they'll ask the community, and they'll, like figure it out, right? Because you can't just keep bashing your head against the wall over and over and over again. You'll never get through. Like you can, it'll take like 6 times as long. But, it's much better to ask the community and see what other people have done, so you don't get stuck too much. Well, I was going to do Touhou 13, actually, because I really didn't want to do this stage in particular. It's one of my favorite stages, but it's, like, notoriously difficult. So I wanted to avoid it like the plague, but here we are now. Because Mountain of Faith technically is considered an easier Touhou game, especially for just general all difficulties, because of the amount of power that bombs have. Like when I die, I immediately am back to high power. So bombs are really good here. Oh, I can also do that too. G. Oh, no. D. When you continue in this game, at least, you restart the stage. You have unlimited continues, but you restart the stage rather than just continuing where you left off, which thankfully goes away after a while. I think Touhou 12 is the last game that does it. Oh my. Nice. Not nice. Yeah, back to title screen. It's not too bad actually to get to stage 4 like that. I do a good job with the second wave, but the first wave I do not. And here we're going to start and work our way over. Nice. Nice. Stay up, stay up. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Ah, that's okay. That was pretty good. I think if I was going to learn more, I think generally... Let's see here. Let's see if I can get a bit more consistent with that, because that was pretty good, but we need consistency. One-offs don't really do a whole lot for us. Oh yeah, also, if I generally... I tell this my my channel all the time with Touhou Thursdays. If I miss anything in chat or something just does not come through, just say it again. I'll read it. I promise. I'm not ignoring you. On my side, I learned how to do text-to-speech for my chat. So that helps me a lot. When it comes to bullet hell stuff, because I don't have to look at the screen as often. I can listen. Streamlabs does not have that option, unfortunately, which is kind of annoying. That you can't do that for your chat settings by native, but there might be a CSS line of code that I can inject to the chat that'll bring in CSS or something. That'd be pretty cool to do. I was able to find the voice synthesizer that is used in Moonbase Alpha, the really funny one that goes Ayo. So I did get it, and if you write up a text file, you can have it read and stuff like that. And so I'm wondering if there's a way I could manipulate it a little bit. So that it could like read chat in that text synthesizer or voice thingy, because that'd be really funny and really cool compared to the standard TTS Google voices and everything, which, you know, they're good. There's nothing wrong with it, but what good is TTS if it's not funny? I mean, it's usually pretty funny, but we can make it funnier. Yeah. Oh no! Too far. That was so gutsy. Ooh! Yeah. I don't know if I'm at the point yet where I can properly read those gaps. But okay, that's fine. Let us do some stage 2 practice. Boy, do I love me some homing. Now, what people usually do is they'll like start up like really like over here, like really far left, and then do this, then stream it, I guess. And then they like spin the thing too, which is really crazy. Like, I don't know how you do that, but I guess you do it this way or something. Ah! You love you some Holman? Yeah. Yeah, how do people do that one? I don't know what. Holman. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying yes. Oh no! Okay, so you have to do a little bit of dodging? Okay. There's a Touhou fan group called the Hatsune Mikus that has a song that is remixed of the stage theme that we just did, and oh, it's really good. It's called, I think it's called like Stay Close To, by the Hatsune Mikus, and man, that is a bumpin' good song, let me tell you. Like, you would not believe that it's remixed from the song that we just heard, like the stage theme. Once you hear it, it's like, whoa. How do they do that? I feel that way with a lot of Touhou remixes. Like, how do they think of this? Ohange Fire. Yeah, that's not the right gap. That's fine. I think next time I'll try to get... There's a TH practice tool called TH Prac. I'll try and get that going so we can actually learn this stuff properly a little bit. Bad Apple? Yeah, Bad Apple, actually, we heard it during Retro Week, funny enough. So that came from Lotus Land Story, which came out in 1997/8. That is a stage 3 of that game. Touhou 4 Lotus Land Story. And they made, the super popular remix was also called Bad Apple, funny enough. But boy, heck, did that one take the internet, and still is taking the internet by storm, actually. It even came back, I would say, a little bit. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I've done this the wrong way. Oh, I've done this badly. Dude, how do people spin this? Oh, do they aggro spin? Oh, wait. I actually might have figured this out. Do they aggro spin it? That'd be funny. Yee. That there is pretty much a confirmed bomb, I would say. Even on normal and hard, like, I still often will bomb that spell card because it can really just screw you up. Live. Wow, you have to hop. What was that? That much? Oh my goodness. God dang it. I don't know if I particularly get that one or if I've been getting pretty lucky. Alright. Let me do one thing. Then we're gonna do stage 3. Even though I don't know it yet. We're gonna do this a few times and we're gonna go back to doing some runs. So the way to unlock stage practice, at least up until the end of Touhou 12, you have to actually beat the stage to be able to practice it. Touhou 13 onwards fixes that, in that once you actually get to the stage, you can practice it, which is lovely great. Because it just eventually, like, I think someone must have told Zune, like, if they wanted to practice the final stage, they have to beat it in order to practice it, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense now, does it? Hey, Shu, how's it going? Whoa, it's Shu. So thankfully from Touhou 13 onwards, he changes it so that when you actually get to the stage, you can practice it. Because that just makes so much more sense. So Streamlabs doesn't have that setting natively. So I don't have it. I want it back. I want to learn how to do it because when I come back next month, I want to be able to have text-to-speech. But on my channel, it'll still be there next Thursday. Your cough isn't going away, but you played Hades. Nice. That's still pretty good. Hopefully your cough gets better. Can you not, please? Oh my god, that was... I did better somehow the first time of that than I did the second time. Funny how that works. Yeah, it helps to know where the enemy locations are. No, it's gonna be every first Thursday of the month. And then the other ones are gonna be on my channel. Touhou. Oh my, that was really close. I have got to learn these gaps, actually. Boom, 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 boom. Thursho? 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 Well, see, that one doesn't make sense, because unless I have to get into a different... that's one I'm going to have to definitely look up on how to do, because I don't know how the gap works with that one. If she fires the Mentos at that... This spell card on normal is a lot of fun. On Lunatic, it is terrifying. It is a proper waterfall, let me tell you. So this one... Do you have to... Oh, you might have to go to... that one, then? Oh, God. How do you... I don't even know how you do that one. Because the twinkles are aimed at you, and then you have the leaves. I guess you could follow the leaves. Or aggro weave. Yeah, I guess you could do it that way. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Touhou's how do you even say that? Touhou's Day. Touhou's Day. Or as the Aussies would say it, gripper hose. Or singular gripper hoe. Touhou. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Whoop. I'm thoroughly convinced that Touhou is the reason why the posture check channel redeem exists. This music is slaying. Mountain of Faith has arguably one of the best OSTs in the series. It's pretty darn good. Stage 4 is easily in my top 5 themes of all time. It is quite good. So I guess if I learn it, I can do it this... Oh, I see. It's not as bad as I thought. You are not as bad as I thought. You are not as bad as I thought. You are still as bad as I think. You suck. You are camouflaging nothing. Ah. I can do it, I just gotta do it right. after this one, we'll go and do real runs again and see how far we can get. How long is like a run? I think the longest is about half an hour. The shortest is about 22 to 24 minutes, I believe. To beat the entire game, to learn, you know, of course it's going to take you quite a while, but the actual games themselves don't go over 33 to 35 minutes, give or take. Do you remember what, during Retro Week when I said you're not going to be able, you're not going to know death, you're not going to know, you know, this sort of thing? This is why. I mean, you're not gonna play on Lunatic initially. Like, I know you won't, but, right? Like, even on normal, right? When you're not used to sort of things. That's 22 minutes of insane sequencing to learn on Lunatic for no death. Or, yeah, like, just the one CC alone, right? Like, you have to learn so much. It's why I am proud that I have been able to beat every single game on at least normal difficulty, and a good handful of them on hard difficulty. Like, that makes me feel pretty happy. Okay, so you just have to play, you have to play with this one. I see how it is. Okay, that's fine. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Nope! Didn't mean to do that. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's funny. Just rage quit the game, man. I might, at the 1 hour 30 mark, show off normal. And then again, maybe at like the 2 hour 30 or 3 hour mark, do a normal run or hard mode or something. Yeah, so I talked about at the beginning here, Shu, that there's 2 characters to choose from, and they each have 3 different shot types. So the first character, Reimu, has a homing, a DPS shot type, and a spread shot. The second character, Marissa, has a tracer type shot, piercing lasers, and a front-loaded flamethrower lock too. So I could probably fudge around and show that a little bit too, actually. Ah, blue, 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 blue. No good. No good. What? Malwarebytes, this is not the time to tell me that I can get premium right now. Nice-oo! I mean, you really don't need it. Windows Defender does honestly plenty good on its own, so long as, you know, you're a responsible person, but, you know, I think Malwarebytes is a good, happy medium to kind of have with Windows Defender. Just a periodic scan every now and then in case you clicked on a weird email or something like that. Aha! Why? Where did you come from? Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you for just walling me. That's real good. Don't you have to download stuff from an email in order for it to actually be bad? Hold on. I don't know if I read that properly. I mean, things can... Even if you click on something, you can still get affected. But yeah, usually it's based on clicking links or downloading attachments you aren't supposed to. I mean, because you can open things, but if you don't, it's better. Okay, be nice to me. That's not nice. Oh my goodness. Okay, you were sort of nice to me today. You were sort of nice there. Okay, you were sort of nice to me. You were kind of not nice at the beginning, but you came through for me. Got the bomb. So the lasers, yeah, that one's generally... So the red lasers are going to be the same every single time. The yellow lasers and the red pellets that come are mostly RNG. I think there's a little bit of predictability to it. But I know for a fact the red lasers are the same. I mean, there are set patterns. It's just not everything is RNG, and not everything is just set. It's a combination, and there's some. Right, so here, I mean, everything is just aimed at us, no problem. Big Fairy is gonna shoot some aim bullets at us, but we're gonna go before that. These big waves of blue bullets are actually aimed at us, even though they don't look like it. What she shoots here is the same. It's not particularly aimed at you, but like it's the same when she fires. So they overlap. Yeah, I personally like to use a control stick, but a lot of controller players will use the D-pad. It's personal preference, really. This one isn't like a set pattern, but you can kind of predict the way it goes, right? Like the rainfall style that it does. Would keyboard work as well? I think a good majority of Western players will play on keyboard, and Eastern players will play on a controller. At least that's what it kind of used to be. I don't know if that has changed. If you were to play keyboard, which is the standard way usually of playing bullet hells, it is the arrow keys to move, Z to fire, X to bomb, and Shift to slow down. And sometimes the C key. Sometimes. In the case of like Touhou 13 and Touhou 16, you'll be using the C key. But if you're playing a keyboard controller, you can bind the buttons to be whatever you want them to be. Or you can use stuff like joy to key and really have more fine-tuned control over dead zones and stuff like that. However you find it fit. Either works. Oh no! Was that Marissa? No. Marissa's a playable character. She's not a boss in this game. The red one's Reimu. The Sonic ROM hack controls for real, yeah. The yellow hair girl is Marissa, but the one we just fought was Minoriko Aki, who is the harvest god. Okay, I almost had it. I almost figured it out. Maybe. I don't know if that was like the right way or the wrong way to do it, but... Oh my god, the lane hopping you have to do for that. Whew! That is intense. I think I figured out the opener, I would say. The opener I'm pretty consistent at now, so I'm happy about that. This one isn't too bad either. So long as you figure out where you need to be for that one. Oh, sniped. Fire wheel. How am I gonna do you again? Yeah, that's right. Wrong. Very wrong. Damn you, Hina. Twinkles, no. Twinkles, no. Twinkles, no! Damn. Well, you know how it is. Well, that's that. Do that. I mean, I don't like doing other shot types, honestly. Not while I'm learning, because I don't really feel comfortable unless I'm doing homing or sealing type. That's why I'm not switching, by the way. But I'll show off a couple others in half an hour when we do the normal mode break or something. Marisa, Kiri-same. But I am happy that we were able to make it a stage 4, even if by sheer blind brute force. That's pretty good. To have as like our starting ground and starting point. Oh no! That's not good. Oh, thanks, Shu. I hold myself to higher expectations when it comes to Touhou compared to like other games, because I know I can do it. So it's like I kind of like be like bad cop coach on myself. Like, nah, dude, come on. Like dodging these tiny as hell gaps. I know, right? It's so satisfying to pull off, though. It really is like so satisfying to like weave through and be like, oh yeah, we did it. And like learning these things, it is it's like the dopamine rush you needed. Safety drugs. Especially with Touhou 8, whenever I play Touhou 8, I'm like so hard on myself because I've played that game for so many hours, especially even on normal. So like even small silly mistakes are like, bro, what you doing? Uh-oh. That's with you in Castlevania? Yeah, you get it. You know how it is. Oh, why? Well, hey, I got a life. When's the timing? I don't know the timing. Ah! Okay, we're just gonna bomb here for safety. I don't want to lose a life, so we're just gonna take that and roll with it. There we go. Woo! Like, when it all flows, it like looks and feels really cool. Like, even for a viewer, it's like, whoa. And as a player, it's like, yeah, we did it, we did it. Dude, where is the initial gap for that one? Holy crap. Okay, Twinkles. You're my little star, and how I wonder where you are. Oy! Ah, got the ba. The TLDR of this story, by the way, is basically another religion came to town and Rain was like, yo, what the heck? And the other religions trying to do some nasty things. Not nasty things. Basically, yeah. Ergo the whole faith and whatnot. Nah. Yeah, the wiki has the whole story and stuff like that. That is a better job than I think I ever could. I don't really do Touhou lore that much, surprisingly, as much as I love this series. That's just that I know enough about Kingdom Hearts lore and other things, and like East lore and Falcom lore. I leave that to other people who care more about lore than gameplay. I know bits and pieces, but nothing like substantial. Fudge you! Kappa. Again! Again with that! Oh my goodness. Dude, every time. I know I can dodge that section well. I know what to do for it too. So it's like, come on. Do the things. I remember when Liquid saw this for the first time, he was like, what the actual hell is that? And I was like, oh, it's just a game I'm playing. He's like, what are you playing? Where's you? Almost. No! Ah! Hey, but 2 lives going into stage 4, I will take it. The Waterfall of 9 Heavens? Is that what it's called? The song is called Fall of Fall. Like, is that what this stage is called? I don't know about that. Oh! F. Double F. Trust. Woo. Oh. That should be on the left side, but whatever. Whatever. Okay, stage 4 boss time. Aya. Ayaya. Oh god, I'm sorry. It is by sheer force of habit that I'm skipping the dialogue. I'm meaning to keep it on at least for the first time we see somebody. Ah god. That one... Still don't know. Dodge the jelly rings, dodge the jelly rings, dodge the jelly rings, ah! Survival spell. Survive for the amount of time, basically. This is why I'm not going to be shooting during this one. Man! 120? Okay, let me show off this game on normal mode. And I will use... Marissa... magician type here. Let's take an eye break. I'll take a bathroom break too. So for this one, as I said, you have a flamethrower that you have, and then if I hold it, I can like leave it in spot, or it'll stay for a second until I bring it back, essentially. Doesn't look so bad now, does it? So you can, you know, plop the flamethrower right underneath the boss where they're going to be. You can have it so basically they always take damage, even if they move. But yeah, comparatively, much, much slower and much, much lighter. Not as bad, is it, when you look at it now? I remember long ago there was a YouTube video that I saw that was like teaching you how to do, like, you know, that was like some dude had his run and he put old YouTube annotations over it, and he said he had one annotation that will never leave me. He said there will come a day in every Touhou player's life where they just know how to dodge lasers. And then he immediately has to bomb/die, and he was like, and the next annotation was like, today is not that day. And I'm like, wise words to live by, honestly. I have not yet gotten to that point. He also had a thing called, at the time, his annotation was stream like a man, which means to dodge the bullets. So like what I did there was I would basically tap to move so that the bullets would just barely dodge me, or, you know, all the aim bullets would just go right by me. And that's considered streaming jargon in bullet hell for light movements. And he would be like, stream like a man, because one of the things that it's a bad habit is to hug the bottom unless otherwise necessary, because if you hug the bottom, then you never have a chance to escape if something goes wrong. Like, if you are up here, you can always go down and you still have movement to the bottom left and bottom right. But if you lock yourself to the bottom completely and hug the floor, you're never going to have that room to escape if you need to. You can only go up, which is just dangerous. Wow. That's what I get for looking at chat to see if anything new showed up. Man, look how much easier this is. Oh, lovely. Yeah, so that's just kind of how that whole thing works. Hey, it's Riddle! How's it going, dude? Back to Lunatic. It is like Scarlet Team, yeah. Welcome to Cerulean Skies. Oh my. That was a bit of a dense wall, wasn't it? I can't wait to find out, like, I'm doing it the opposite way, like, you're supposed to go towards the ones that are fast and, like, away from the ones that are slow or something like that. It is me, hi! Hello. How's it going, Riddle? You know what? I like that way better. I don't need to do any spins or anything like that. I'll do it that way. That works for me. Oh yeah, yeah. That's not good. I needed that bomb for later. Oh well. It'll do for now. One day I'll figure that out. I feel like it's something along the lines of that, where you have to like do a dash to get into whatever you need to get into. Unfortunate. That works, I guess. That was a bad entrance. Hey, Yahiko. Yeah, I did. I changed it up actually to a different controller layout. But yes, I have it. I think this one looks prettier than my usual one. How's it going, dude? Annoying. And replicant hell. Yeah, that's the replicant experience. Ah! What do you mean? Oh, that's just mean. Yes, you can use a controller. You don't have to use keyboard. There's a couple different ways you can do it. It has native controller support, but you can, but I think natively you have to use the control stick, which I prefer. And you can bind the buttons to be whatever you want. Or you can use something like Joy to Key and then have it so you can also use D-pad as well. Either works, really. Whatever you prefer. I like control stick because I feel like I have more control, but a lot of people use D-pad. A handful of people use keyboard. A handful of people use control stick. I do. Some people use fight sticks. Ah! Alright. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and then we'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Oh, good timing. I have to hydrate. Good timing. Let's see here. Alright. Performance mode on. On the bright side though, Yahiko, today, even though like I'm playing the hardest difficulty with the most bullets, my monitors haven't reset yet. I actually read somewhere that it could be a power supply thing too. Like if somehow like when you do that, plus a couple of other things, you like don't have enough, like your monitors and stuff like that need more power or something like that, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But hey, you know what? I do too. Alright. Back to practice. Back to learning. And monitors into the wall as well. Oh, see, I use a power outlet for those. Maybe it's time to do that, actually. You know, maybe. I need to count better. What's your monitor res? 1080. 1980 by 1080. Or 1920 by 1080. Both of them, actually. One's just 32 inches, one's 27. They're both 1080p. Nothing crazy. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's a power supply thing. How many frames? 60. Or the refresh rate's 60 for both of them. So it's not even like I'm running at like 120 or something like that. That's why I think in my situation, it's not the power supply. I think it's just the bitrate thing that you were mentioning last Sunday. So I lowered it down to 4,000 for today, and I scaled it down to 720. So it's just still look and sound good, and it's not like super hard on my CPU either. I also turned off a lot of other things like Flux and wallpaper engine and everything. Discord, I turned Discord off too today, actually. Oh, again! Good RNG, Miniriko Aki. Good RNG. Oh my goodness, no. You're not taking 2 lives from me. Yeah, I think we're at 4,000 or 4,500 per bitrate. Extendo. Yeah, that I can do. And I will always bomb that for safety. Here. By the way, Hiko, don't worry, you're not playing on Lunatic when we play, you're playing on normal. It won't be this difficult when you play. Damn. Little bugs, little needle in haystacks. I think that actually is how you do it. I just have to do like a jump or something. Oh my goodness, is that really how you do that spell card? That's crazy. Oh, that's way too risky. There's no way that's how you do that. That is so risky. Okay, Twinkles. Be nice to me. Be nice to me. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. No! Google Assistant, why did you turn on? Don't ignore that. Oh god. Well, I knew we were gonna get into the life there soon, so I wasn't too concerned that Twinkles got me. Don't corner me, don't corner me, don't corner. Oh my god, you're gonna corner me. Don't corner me! You cornered me. God, I did it good one time in practice and now I can't do it again. Ah, no. Again, bad entrance. Ooh! No. I want that. I want this life. Thank you. Cabadon. Why? Gloves! What's up, dude? How's the toe going? Hey, you know it's going. I can consistently make it to stage 3, which I consider pretty good for my first ever trying to actually Lunatic 1cc a game. So we're not totally starting from dirt. We have been able to make it to stage 4 boss, so that's also progress. How many stages? Gloves, you know this. You know this. Test your memory. I believe in you. How many stages are in Touhou 8? Let's go for 5. Close. It's 6. Yeah, this game has 6 stages. So the goal is to beat all 6 stages without losing all my lives. Did Touhou prepare you for Nier's red orbs? Nier's general bullet hell mechanics were, like, stupid easy. All the bullet hell stuff in Nier was stupid easy. Bob's knows. We played Nier Automata together, and every time we had, like, flying or bullet hell sections, he would just hand the controller to me, and we would just, like, blitz through and wreck him. It was a good time. I still remember one time I went to work, and while I was at work, he went out and grinded so much materials in Automata, and then I went and sold it all because I was like, there's no way we're gonna need 99 copper ore. So I think I sold like 80 of them or something like that. And then for the next like 2 or 3 hours of playing, we only needed copper ore. We never had enough. I felt so bad. I was like, man, I just went out and sold this dude's hard work. Boss was like, man, it'd be real nice if we could do something with that if we had copper. Oh, wait. Totally sold it all. Getting machine oil. Getting anything in Nier Replicant is a pain. Squavs, yeah, Hiko's going for ending C right now, so he has to gather all the weapons. Oh, I thought you got B. Oh. Well, you got one long way to go. Pay attention, Goldie, pay attention. Nier Replicant is faster than it used to be, but it's still so slow. I don't mind the combat of Nier Replicant. I actually quite like the way they do it. It's just, in every other regard, it is stupid slow. Even with the boar. Man, going to Seafront, ugh, over and over again, ugh. Man, going to that one city, where you meet Kaine, what was it called? Like it starts with an A. But like, if you want to go anywhere there, you have to climb the whole city every single time just to get to the mayor's house, and it's like ladders and stuff. Oh, man. Airy, yeah. Remember the quests where you can't roll? Oh, yes, of course. Because you're carrying a heavy object or fragile object, so you can't roll. Oh, man. Fudge that. Or get hit, yeah. And God forbid you have to go to the desert and run all the way to the desert town. Oh, that spell still bugs me so much, even though I know how to do it. Be nice. Be nice. That's not nice. Be nice. Be nice. Please. Please. Dude, how many runs has it been now where I just get sniped by a yellow laser? Is that 3 in a row now where just a yellow laser will show up and just snipe me? Actually, though? Ah! Oh my goodness. Hey, Nutritious Milk. Thank you for the raid. Oh yeah. So so any of the quests that involve gardening in Replicant, so the way gardening works is it's based on when you plant the thing and based on real life system time to when a plant will grow. So like if you want something to grow, and even if you use a speed seed and it'll take like an hour to grow, you have to wait like an actual real life hour for that thing to grow. So like if you need to grow like flowers or something like that, and you planted, let's just say on a Friday, right? But you forget to play the game over the weekend and you turn on the game like Sunday night, all your flowers are going to be dead because it's been 2 whole days since you last checked in on your flowers. So you weren't back in time to grow them or, you know, harvest them and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not great. Good old Moth. Good old Moth. Moth is a great game. I do like Moth otherwise. Learning it on Lunatic has been an experience today. Aki has been so mean to me. It's like 3 runs in a row, right? Where that yellow laser has just sniped me for some reason. I don't know like why. Hina hasn't been that mean, and Nidori has just been mean as she always is. But I mean, when is Nidori not mean for anyone trying to learn this game? But yeah, freaking Replicant's growing stuff was bad. I'm still surprised that I did all the quests for nothing, because there's no achievement for doing all the quests. So I did all the crossbreeding and the flower stuff. Which, boy, heck. I mean, the one benefit of doing the flower stuff is that you get a lot of blue, purple, and yellow flowers, which actually do really good healing. Like, they are replacements for, like, potions and stuff like that for 30 and 60% heals. So, like, they're really good to, like, just carry if you can get them. So, like, I still did grow stuff while I played because I had a week where I was able to just play the game every single day and grow these things correctly. But the crossbreeding stuff was the worst quest ever because you have to do it perfectly, essentially. Otherwise, you're not going to grow the right flower. And even then, right? Like with the flowers, it would be like you have to do like a red, yellow combination in order to get a blue. And then you got to do like a red, blue to get like a purple or something like that, right? But like the thing is when you crossbreed, you're not guaranteed to get a flower just because you did the right process. So like there would be times where you do a red, yellow, and you wouldn't get a blue flower because, well, the RNG decided you're not going to get a blue flower because you didn't crossbreed or something like that. So It was the stupidest thing in the world just to get the stupid flower. And that's not even including the achievement to get the Lunar Tier, which includes more crossbreeding. The Lunar Tier isn't even a side quest. It's just kind of a thing you do if you really, really want to do it. But it's just not great. That was a very miserable experience, I will say. Why is tech nuts and no achievements? Yeah. I'm still happy I got flowers because it was good. It made for good healing items when I wanted to save the other ones. But like, man. Not great. What's the OP item? It's anything Phoenix related. I mean, the Fool's weapons are good too, but anything Phoenix is going to be your strongest weapon in the game. For some god-awful reason. Even though they were better looking and better weapons, stuff like that. Da 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 da. God, that lane switching is still so surprising to me. Was it Fool's Lament? I know Guav's got it, so he wombo comboed everything after that. It was not, no, it wasn't DLC, it was the Mother's Journal. You had to do the Mother's Journal area. How do you do this spell? Ah! You do need the weapons, yes. There's 33 weapons. So as long as you count 33, you're good. Ah, blah, 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 blah. You also know too, because the journal will tell you weapon percentage should be 100%. I just need to figure out how to make money. Side quests. Side quests will get you all the money you need. And just selling things. Like, I made enough money just by running through the factory over and over again to grind for like 2 items and potions. So I was able to like get all enough like screws and stuff like that eventually I just sold for mad bang. Over and over and over again. The amount of times I ran that factory too, oh man, that was so bad. So not fun. Oh. Pay attention, Goldie, pay attention. This is it, man. You have no idea how happy I would be and ecstatic I would be if, like, tonight in the next hour, I am able to get the Lunatic 1cc. Like, just one stream is all it took. I would be, like, on the moon. But no, there's no way I'm doing stage 6 in in today's stream. Even if I get to it, actually beating Kaneko, the final boss, is not gonna happen. She is a difficult boss, I would say. You can bomb spam the heck out of her, but she is difficult. Whoop! No! What? Where? You don't need to grind Max Fool's Lament. Even if you had like the second strongest weapon with like 400 strength, you're gonna wombo combo everything. Fool's Lament is basically like, if a fight's gonna take you like 5 minutes, Fool's Lament will make it so that you win in like 2 minutes, like half the time. He had 40. But wait, was it 45 seconds after they stopped dialogue? Because don't you love about Nier Replicant how bosses have shields or damage resistance when dialogue is happening, so you don't blitz through a boss in like 2 seconds? Yeah, I love that so much. Fudge that noise. If you made it through A and B, you do not need to have that for C and D, just to like sit through resistance on a boss. There is no need for that. I don't know why you would ever do that. The transparent stuff behind the subs? Oh, you mean like the, yeah. The shadow? It is weird, isn't it? Yeah, like if bosses didn't have resistances to dialogue, like all of those fights would probably take no more than like 30 seconds once you really figure them out. It is wild. Maybe even faster with Fool's Lament. But like I would finish bosses in like less than 5 minutes just because I just knew what to do and just wombo comboed. I even got to the point where I was dodging perfectly like every single thing a boss could do unless it was an unhittable attack or like I straight up needed to run away or something. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Phoenix Spear level 2 at 650, that's all. Yeah, you're good. You don't need anything else. I think I had the Phoenix Sword was my weapon. And then one of the Great Swords. I just flipped back and forth between the sword and the spear that I had. And we were good. The big sword's okay. I would really just bring it out to get rid of armor. And then I just combo with sword spear. I mean, yeah, magic helps too. But fudge off, dude. Fudge off fairies. What the heck was all that? Oh god. Jump attack, yeah. Hina, na 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 na. Oh no. Well, that was okay, I guess. Thank God I saw that. And that one. I keep getting sniped. Get sniped, nerd. Dude, as soon as this stream ends, I'm learning how to do this fight and this exact spell card. It is annoying the heck out of me that I cannot figure it out. Why? What is so difficult about this? There's no way it's that difficult. Twinkle, twinkle, bad. Ah yes, the classic double KO. You love to see it. Don't you love to see the double KO? It's so good, right? Ah. Oh, it feels great. Ah yes, I've beaten a boss. Let me take my hand off the controller so I can rest my finger. Oh wait, I'm dead. That happened to me when I beat Touhou 12 on normal. I was so excited that I beat it that like I put my controller on my desk and I put my hands in the paper. I was like, yeah, yo, I did it, woo! But like the bullets were still there, so I died at the exact same time the boss died, which is considered a double KO essentially, in jargon. And I was like, oh no. Because here's the thing, if I had 0 lives and I beat the boss, but it killed me even though the boss is dead, and I game overed, that's still a game over. That doesn't count as a 1cc. So I would have had to redo that entire run. So thankfully I had a life to spare. Vroom. What do you think of this game's soundtrack? It's pretty top tier. It's not my favorite in the series, but the Stage 4 theme, Fall of Fall, Autumnal Waterfall, is in my top 5 Touhou themes. But this game has a really good soundtrack. This one has a really good soundtrack. Aha, Aki! Take that! Take that! Oh, no! Never mind. I'm going to not shit talk bosses anymore. I was like, yo, I finally had a run where I didn't get sniped by a yellow laser. Oh, wait, I still died anyway. Glorious. Fantastic. I love entering stage 2 with a death. It feels great. I really wish I had the text-to-speech on this chat. I really do. I'll figure it out for next month. Have you seen the meme of a Touhou player walking across a rainy street without a parachute? Parachute? Isn't fall, no, it's not. You mean an umbrella? Oh, what is the song that plays? I have to see it again. It's by that channel Wrong, right? Or something like that, the animated one. Ugh! Hold on. Where do we you? Oh, 1 second. Window capture. Yeah, this thingy.
2 grilled chicken burritos,
Ads!
2 bold flavors, $2 each. Only at Taco Bell.
Dude, let's go get Taco Bell. Oh, you're right. It is. It is that song. Nice job, Guavs. You're right. It is that one, actually. It is that. Yeah, Autumnal Waterfall. Oh, it literally says it in line 1. No wonder. It literally says it right there. Oh, man. Okay, hold on. Touhou 10 LNN. Where are you? Gnome? Dude, we gotta go check out Gnome, right? Go check out Gnome. Hold on. I am so curious. LNN means lunatic, no death, no bomb for the abbreviation. Oh, and with Mari C? Bro, what a game. Hold on, I know how he dodges this. Yeah, so essentially the same way. Okay. So how does he follow it? He follows it to the right first. Oh, so he follows it. So fast comes at. Okay, I see. Okay, what do you do for the aimed? This is what I mean by like video research. Is you basically just find other people and see what they did, and then you try to learn from other people. Okay, so you just restream. That's fine. You don't spin. That's fine. Okay. What's the hotkey for this? Speed? Here we go. Fire. How do we do the fire? It's the carrots? Ah, oh, thank you. Oh, it is that way! It legitimately is that way. Oh my goodness. Okay, one more thing. Oh no. Oh no! He got kicked in the nuts. Yo, become a legend, bro. Get kicked in the nuts and then like freaking go to the depot. Yeah, bro. So if you want to be a true warrior, all you have to do is get kicked in the nuts. And then you get a lady with a minigun. A golden minigun, too. She didn't even shoot! Oh. Oh, man, whatever. I'm just trying to learn, man. I had a good life until I took a kick to the balls, dude. Legit, right? Oh, man. This game is going to feel very quick after I go back to the game. The music sounds like when your music teacher makes you play the tune in like half the speed it's supposed to be because someone can't keep up. Look how easy he makes it look. Those gaps. Like, bro. Dude, if only, right? I got the non-spells. How do you do waterfall? Do you just dodge? Is it just pure dodging? I think it is. There's really nothing special, is it? Just find the gaps? Yeah, it's just finding the gaps, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, he's playing Marissa C, so he's doing this a lot faster than I ever will as Rainbow A because Marissa C does mad damage. Oh, he does it from the right? I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just how you want to... It's really how you want to play with the twinkles, essentially. That sounds wrong, but... Like, how do you want to dodge those stars, essentially, I think is your personal choice. Okay. Madoop. Madoop. Doop. Okay. Yeah, so... That sounds like a funeral on acid. Ah, dude, imagine, right? Remember when I said this game would look really fast now? You ever listen to music when you're like really tired and it's like nighttime and like even though you know the song, it feels like it's going like twice as fast or something like that? Woo! I wonder if there's a word for that feeling. Yeah. Your distortions. Stream like a man, Goldie. Remember that one guy from many years ago when you watched this video? Dude, I'll never forget that. Yeah, so unfortunately we had to do these cards, these spell cards, a lot longer. Because, you know, we're playing Rainbow Ace, so homing and damage is much less compared to Marissa C's Flamethrower. God dang you, Aki. So after ending B, are the cutscenes different besides the end? Most of them, yes, but there are differences. C and D are the exact same. Except for the ending, of course. But there is stuff that happens in C that you do not see in D. It's like, and it's not even like it's like in one spot, so you can skip the rest. It's just like interspersed throughout. Kind of like how B added stuff throughout. Oh no, da bavala. So like, I would just mash A, honestly, and if something sounds new, here, you know, listen to it. Bobs, I will make you proud. One of these runs will be it. One of these will be it, I promise. I need to get to the point where I practice enough where I just start a stream, like with Touhou 16, and it's just the first run I do is the good run. But I need a lot more practice first. God, that Touhou 16 run was still hilarious. I literally start the stream and the first run is like, well, there you go, hard 1 CC. Thank you for playing. Oh. Okay. That's how that is, I guess. Ooh. Okay, what? I bombed. I don't know what you're talking about, but I bombed. I know ending C and D are different, but after ending C, I reload and save. So before ending B and before ending C, I think all the cutscenes are the same. No. Maybe. Maybe? I would need to check. Guavs, do you remember? I don't think so. I think C is when a couple of specific cutscenes start to happen. Well, I mean, I can say this. Do Devil and Popola talk more in B? Because if so, then maybe they are the same. Because the shades are talking before reaching ending B, yeah. No, they're talking the same amount. I know they start to talk a little bit more. I forget if it's B or C, though. I'm pretty sure it's C. I mean, you have. I could confirm for you, or Guavs could help confirm for you. If he's still around. I don't know if he is. Hey, yo, babushka. You see this Tony Garbanzo being, hey, this guy is named the Touhou. He's got to play the games, see? We're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 in with the lads, and there was this guy yesterday who had just prim, proper New York Italian accent. Yeah, play one card face down, eh? End of my turn. There are extra scenes in a different boss fight. I thought so. Well, the boss fight's at the end. I'm pretty sure. But the scenes I know exist throughout. Oh, ha. Are the extra scenes before reaching the final dungeon? Yes. I'm fairly certain, yes. Do they add value? I think that really depends, like, on how much you care about the Replicant's storyline and what they're trying to convey. Because if you don't care what Yoko Taro is going for, I mean, I guess you could skip through most of it, just YouTube it. Oh, we gaming! Oh, we gaming! We deked him. Am I cursed to always die on stage 1 if I want to make any progress in this game? Honestly. It feels that way. It's not like I need that bomb anyway. My wrist is starting to feel it. It's like, whoa, bro, what are you doing? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Golden? Well, yes, actually, I am. I really gotta figure out the route for that so I don't get cornered often. Slash where I can and cannot be aggro. Oh, 10 power off from a free bomb. No! Aye. Oh well, that's fine. I'm getting an extra life here right now, so... Thank you. There we go. I can semi-do it. I know that section. Oh, good. Real cool, bro. Trauma in the Glimmering Depths. This spell gives me trauma, let me tell you. Walled. Not walled, but I ran into one, essentially. Game in. No, unfortunately not. I mean, fans have had, right? Like the Touhou Fan Orchestra and Tokyo Active Meets and stuff like that. Like they've done fan concerts and stuff like that. But officially, no. No, that would be awesome. What? What you mean? What's the name? Like, yeah, Cool Create, yeah. Oh, good. Hi, Mike Mello. Welcome to Sterling Skies. Oh, good. 2.7 power for Momiji. Lovely. Thank you. Game in! Not game in. I panicked. I forgot how low the fairies go. Oh, yeah, cool and create. it's so satisfying. I need to bomb spam beat stage 4 so I can actually play it in stage practice. Do you ever see the demo footage of this game on the title screen? Zune does that. Like, he'll go to the side, far left or far right side to dodge that wave, and I'm like, bro. Can you not? Stage 4 is still on the harder side of all stage 4s in the series, despite the fact that Mountain of Faith is considered an easier Touhou game. People also learn this. What they do is they actually learn that ring pattern so much so that they can actually time it out so that they don't have to do this that section afterwards over and over again, or that section afterwards. I don't know if Zune's dodging methods are... No, they are not reliable whatsoever. Have I seen the replay of him? Yes. When he fights Tay in Imperishable Knight's Lost Words. See, that's how you know when Zune created and playtested it, he was definitely like drunk warrior mode, because he probably was drunk, playtested it, cleared it one time, and was like, yeah, it's good enough. And then when he was up on stage, sober, like, dude instantaneously died. I mean, I think he said he forgot how to do it, but like, yeah, the demo footage is purely demo footage. Don't rely on it, I would say, for proper ways to play a game. Damn. Mountain of Faith is not really an easier game. It is, in the sense that a lot of people say it is because of how strong the bombs are. Right? So you can bomb spam quite a lot in this game and get through. Say, compared to other 1cc's. I would say if you're playing for normal 1cc, yes, Mountain of Faith is definitely on the easier side. Lunatic, I mean, I was told to do Lunatic because I wanted to do Touhou 13 versus Touhou 10. I was majority in the Touhou Project Discord told to do Touhou 10, but I don't know. I think there are now many different ways you could quantify easiest Lunatic 1cc. You know, yeah, because if you just look at stage 4 alone, Mountain of Faith is not an easy Lunatic. One CCing 15 looks like a yes, dude. Took me like 2 years to get the normal 1cc of Lolkai. Good lord. Took me ages to do that one. That one easily took me the longest. And for good reason. Like, let alone Clown Piece, right? Like, Sagume. Especially if you're playing as a normal player. Like, oh my god. Just destroys you. Even if you use Raisin Shields. I mean, Raisin Shields, like, make your hitbox bigger, so arguably in some ways it's tougher. Touhou 15 is still my favorite. Yeah. I just love how the colorful and lunatic the design. I actually agree with that strongly. I strongly agree with that. In the words of Mega Man Omega, you know when Zune says he was inspired? Yeah, I know, right? Didn't he also say he's never going to make a game that hard again because it like physically hurt him or something like that? Because I know in like 15 or 16 in like he mentioned that like, or I think it was 16 credits that he mentions he like hurt his back while playing with his son or something like that. But I'm pretty sure like 15 caused him like physical ailments making it that hard in designing that game or something like that. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line he said something like that. Touhou 8 is also my jam. I love Touhou 8 so much. But that is a very difficult Lunatic 1cc, and that's why I will not be doing it first. I really wanted to, but it's just not going to happen right now. Why did I try to PO sheet hand when I don't need to? Oh my. Did you guys see? The turn that Yellow Petal did, man. Literally, the turn that Yellow Petal did. Purely aimed right at me. Oh my goodness. What did you guys say? What if someone made Clown Piece a Phantasm boss? Oh my. That would be crazy. 17 is also really hard if you don't use any of the spirits. Yeah, 17 is an interesting game, I would say. I'm believing the Zoom goes drunk warrior more and more now. I don't think he does it as much anymore, ever since he had kids. Like after Touhou 15, something just like changed and he got different, I would say. Well, maybe not 15. But somewhere along the way after he had kids, he definitely changed his philosophy on how he makes Touhou. And it's just been interesting ever since. I'm not going to say bad because I still love all the Touhou games, but a lot. I really enjoyed 18. I enjoyed 17 even though I never pick it up. I really enjoyed 16. I'm very excited for 19 next year. This year. Oh god, 19 is this year, isn't it? Holy hell. Wait, we're like a few months away from like a blog post and slash a demo. Oh my goodness. Touhou has a roguelike now. Yeah. So Touhou 18 itself's card system is roguelike, but then he made 18.5 for Kamaket, which is even more roguelike because it's all about cards and stuff like that. And each stage has like different waves and stuff like that. Yo, it's crazy. Is it the best Touhou side game? Not really. But is it a fun one? Yeah, totally. Especially if you're casually playing Touhou. Touhou 18.5 is good fun. The card system in 18 and 18.5 is really cool, actually. I give mad props to it. Yeah, I play it over on my channel, Golden Drummer 730. It's not a bad idea too, actually, when I think about it. Doing that non-spell that way. If I feel confident in myself to do it that way. Janky Injustice? The Touhou fighters are fun. Touhou fighters are fun, I would say. 12.3 is still pretty good. It still has a competitive scene. And 15.5 is somewhere in there. Oh, well, whatever. I wasn't paying attention anyway. I only have a few minutes anyway before I'd end. Oh wait, Hiko, are you still here? Are you streaming today? You are, right? It's Indie Thursday? I forget what your indie game is. Oh yeah, Golden. Good routing. Good routing. Oh yeah. Yeah. We gaming. We gaming. The fact I survived that was pretty impressive, honestly. Dude, can the yellow pedal not snipe me again? That'd be pretty nice, actually. I'm not gonna get over that yellow pedal just sniping me like that. That was pretty funny. Can I just stay like this for a couple more levels? Yeah, bro, I got you. We gaming. Deke. But I mean, there's realistically though, I just started learning Lunatic today, so we have quite a journey to go before I actually do get the Lunatic 1cc. Especially since I can only play this game like once, if not twice a week. So it'll be a few sessions before we get it. Because while I can make it consistently to stage 4. I cannot beat stage 4 just yet, and we also have stage 5 and 6 afterwards. 5, I'm pretty like not too worried about, because it's on the easier side compared to stage 4, at least stage-wise. Sanai TBD on whether she's nice to you or not. Stage 6 and Kanako are gonna be a nightmare for me. So a lot of time is going to be spent there, I bet. But I'll also get TH Prac going so we can actually practice some of that. Because one of the things we're definitely going to need to do is practice the final spell, Virtue of Wind God. Like over and over or something like that. Because that's a fun spell, but a difficult. Ah! Shit. That was a bad restream. Thank you for the follow, Carl5. Can you guys hear the alert box, by the way? I did not hear it. No, the music was covering it. That's funny. Okay, that's fine. Stage 4s have been difficulty spiked since Komakyo. Yeah. Isn't the normal version of that spell a little... Yeah. The normal version, and I think the easy version of it too, of the final spell card in the game is literally called Mountain of Faith, which is, oh my goodness, pretty funny. Hina baited. Oh, you know why? Actually, I know why you guys can hear the alert box. Okay, well, whatever. I think I'm out of time. Okay, so let us do a couple of thingy-majiggies. Okay, first of all. Is it raining outside? I swear to God it is. I'll have to log in again. Anywho, while I log in... Pretty sure that's it. Nope, that's not it. I'm gonna do one of these about socials and me. So for those who are new here, we had a lot of new people today. Again, thank you for the raid, thank you for the follows, so everybody for your support. We're not a Touhou channel. We are Cerulean Skies, which is a collective hub for gaming and just general media discussion and all things considered. So we like to stream a variety of different things. We, at the end of December, just finished up Retro Week. And now we are going to be doing another themed thing here in January. TBD on that one. But in I gotta put a password in. We have a variety of different streamers who stream on here. I will be doing this Touhou thing once per month, on Thursdays. At the beginning of the month and stuff like that. We got stuff like Mega Man Mondays every Monday night. I'm here with Hiko on every Sundays for Live Alive, and a lot of other different things happen. So consider following us on Twitter, joining the Discord to talk to a bunch of other people who also have similar opinions and thoughts and discussions on gaming and all things media. Seriously, we talk about music and food just as much as we talk about video games and stuff like that. So our stuff is there, and if you want more of me, there are my socials, my Twitter at GoldenDrummer73, Twitch and YouTube at GoldenDrummer730. I do Touhou every Thursdays on my side, except for the first Thursday of the month. And then over the weekends, we do JRPGs and other fun things. So this weekend, I'm going back to Strangers of Paradise for the DLC. And then Sunday, we're going back to Fallout 2. So definitely come check me out over there if you are interested. Thank you for joining, Solar. Really appreciate it. We are going to go raid Vincent, who is playing Yakuza 0. So let's all go say hi to him and be nice. And yeah, with that, thank you all so much for joining me for this first attempt at Touhou Thursdays here on Cerulean Skies. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I will definitely be coming back for it. But yeah, let's go say hi to Frowny, Vincent Ninja 98, and see him play some Yakuza 0.